Hey, Stewart's Chapel, this is Brother Don and Don Counts, and we're at Dr. Barnes's office in his lobby today. We were looking for a place halfway because of the weather, and Dr. Barnes graciously allowed us to film here in his lobby, and we appreciate that. We're continuing our look into being stuck, walking worthy according to God's calling, but what could stop us from even moving further in our walk with the Lord? Today I want to look at two verses, both from the Old Testament. There's actually plenty in the New Testament. Jesus dealt with this area of concern that can cause one of his followers to become stuck quite a bit, but I'm going to look at Psalms 94, verse 19, and then in Isaiah, Psalms 94, verse 19. In the multitude of my anxieties within me, your comforts delight my soul. In the multitude of my anxieties within me, your comforts delight my soul. The psalmist is saying that he is filled with a multitude of worries and anxieties within him, and yet the Lord comforts or settles his soul. That's really the best way to deal with your worries and anxieties, is to allow the Lord to calm you down, comfort you, and to settle your heart and your anxieties. Isaiah chapter 41 verse 10 says, "Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, or do not be worried or anxious, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. Yes, I will help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." As I said, Jesus deals with the issue of anxiety quite a bit, especially in the Sermon on the Mount and other places. Worries and fears and a spirit of anxiousness can cause a believer to become stuck. They get caught up in the what if or what might be, or even for them it's what will be. Not that it really is what will be, but for them in their mind they are convinced that's what will happen. And just those thoughts take them captive and just causes them to be unable to move forward. I want you to really think about it. The worry is not always based, in fact, rarely based in reality. It's based in thoughts that need to be taken captive. The Lord tells us to take every thought captive, and anxiety and worries and fears about what could be or what might be or what will be can cripple us. Have you ever seen anyone like that? You ever known a believer that you see so much potential in? They have so many spiritual gifts. They have such a legacy and an understanding of Scripture, but they're stuck. They're paralyzed by their fears, by their worries and their anxieties. They just can't seem to go any farther. And now, it's not about any particular one worry or anxiety. Generally, when I've seen a believer stuck in this way, they're generally anxious about just about everything. It doesn't take much. It doesn't take much to cause them to sit back or to jump back. There's a book that I read many, many years ago, and I still have it. It's 5 steps forward, but 3 steps back. A believer that is consumed with a spirit of anxiousness, anxieties, worries, and fear, they may be thinking that they're moving 5 steps forward, but 3 steps back. But in reality, they're moving 3 steps forward, but then they go back 3. They're not going anywhere. I've encountered these through my ministry at various places overseas and in the States. And years later, when I encounter them, they're still spiritually in the same place. They've done some things, but they keep falling back. And the thing that holds them back, that keeps them stuck, is their thoughts that create fear, a spirit of anxiousness, and worry. Now, I don't have to tell you, if you're one of those individuals that are listening, you already know your problem. You already know that you need to take every thought captive, and this is one of those thoughts that you need to take it captive. No one has to tell you that you're stuck. I've never met an individual that was consumed by an anxious spirit, worries, or fears that didn't know that they were stuck. I'm praying that you will do what the Lord has told you and that you will take every thought captive. God has gifted you. He has made you. Your potential is far, far greater, and yet the enemy has seized your mind, and he's winning. You're stuck. I pray that you become unstuck. Love you, Stewart's Chapel.